Okay, so I'm gonna make a cake. $150 of self-raising flour, and that is 4 ounces. Now you want to sieve that into a bowl. You want to also add a teaspoon of baking powder. Add that to your mixture. You want to add 170 grams of caster sugar, and that's 6 ounces. You then need 55 grams of cocoa powder, that's not hot chocolate powder, and that is 2 ounces. You then need to add a pinch of salt. You then need to add 170 grams of unsalted butter. You need it soft but not melted, and that is 6 ounces. Next you need 3 medium to large eggs. When you've got all your ingredients in one bowl, it's time to start mixing. Now you've mixed your ingredients, it should be a creamy but slightly thick consistency like it is here. If it's not, then you should try beating it a little bit more, but make sure there's like no flour and no ingredients or flour pockets in the bottom of the mixture, otherwise then it'll be not very good so to say. So yeah, make sure your mixture is completely mixed first. Pour your mixture into an oven-friendly dish. I am lacking a tin, so I had to grease a baking pot. I can't really explain exactly what it is, but it is. Anyway, so I've spooned that in there, and now it's ready to go in the oven. Preheat the oven to 190 Celsius and 150. Fan or gas mark 5. Goes in for 30 minutes. I set mine to 190. Next, just the washing up. It's getting on good, only 14 minutes left. Okay, so the best way really to check if the cake is done is to quickly open the oven and just quickly touch the top. If it's a sponge, then if it rises back up, that means it's done, but if it sinks and your fingerprint's still there, that's when it's not done and you need to keep it in the oven for longer. Okay, so my cake is done, so I'm going to take it out of the oven. Make sure you turn your oven off. And here is the cake. You can't see it very well in a minute, but I can assure you it is done. And it is smelling gorgeous. Okay, now it's time to take it from the pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a flat knife and just go all around the edge, and because I greased it, it will be hopefully easy just to pop straight out. Oh, cutting into it. Just don't do what I did, and that's cut into it a little bit. See, just do it around here. I don't think I did it. And then I'm gonna just flip it up. Okay, so as the cake is out, it will get cold. Well, cooler if I don't break it underneath. And it's shallow, but I think that's because of the tin I used. But I think that is looking good. The only problem is that it kind of like left a chunk. But if you don't do what I did and you use a proper tin, then you won't get that. But I think it only did that because it was. But it's still, from this little bit, it is squishy and moist, and I hope that it tastes as good as it smells and looks. Anyway, I do have fudge chocolate icing to put on the top, but it's best just to put it on top when it's completely cold. If you put it on when it's hot or warm, it will go incredibly runny and messy, and it won't look very good. So there you go, there's a quick chocolate cake. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and take care.